It was some bull sh. Furious Jaylen Brown invites NBA punishment after venting on officials. The NBA thrives on passion, but sometimes that passion spills over. And when it does, the league is always watching. This time, the spotlight is on Jaylen Brown, whose fiery post-game comments about officiating have the basketball world buzzing and the NBA potentially reaching for its rulebook. After a heated game that ended in frustration, Brown didn't mince words. What followed was a raw, emotional rant that instantly went viral and may now cost him more than just a fine. A post-game explosion that turned heads. Jaylen Brown is known for his composure, leadership, and intelligence both on and off the court. That's why his blunt outburst caught so many by surprise, in front of reporters. Emotions still boiling, Brown vented his frustration with the officials, describing the situation as some Bullsh, a phrase that spread across social media within minutes. Fans replayed the clip, analysts dissected every word, and NBA insiders immediately began speculating about potential disciplinary action. It wasn't just what he said, it was how openly and aggressively he said it. What set Jaylen Brown off? Throughout the game, Brown appeared visibly upset with several calls and no calls that he felt swung momentum. Missed whistles, questionable foul calls, and what looked like inconsistent officiating fueled his anger. By the final buzzer, the frustration boiled over. From Brown's perspective, the officiating didn't just affect him. It affected the integrity of the game. And instead of delivering the usual diplomatic response, he chose honesty over caution. NBA rules versus player emotion. The NBA has a long history of disciplining players who publicly criticize referees. The league is firm about protecting officials and maintaining respect for the game, even when criticism feels justified. That puts Jaylen Brown in a risky position. Past examples suggest potential consequences could include hefty fines, warnings from the league office in rare cases, suspensions for repeated offenses. Brown's comments weren't subtle, and the language alone could be enough to trigger punishment. Regardless of whether fans agree with him, fans rally behind Brown while the league may not appreciate Brown's honesty. Fans largely do. Across social media, many supporters praised him for saying what players often think but rarely say out loud. Comments poured in calling Brown real, fearless, and refreshingly honest. For many fans, the moment highlighted a growing frustration around NBA officiating, and Brown became the voice of that frustration. Celtics impact, distraction, or rallying cry. For the Boston Celtics, the situation cuts both ways. That on one hand, potential punishment could distract the team, cost Brown money or availability, add unnecessary media pressure on the other. Moments like this can galvanize a locker room. Teammates often rally around a star who speaks out, especially when they feel wrong. Collectively, Brown's leadership credentials may actually grow, even if the NBA isn't thrilled. Was it worth it? That's the real question. Jaylen Brown knew the risks. He knew the cameras were rolling, and he spoke anyway. In an era where athletes are increasingly unfiltered and empowered, Brown's rant represents a shift. Players no longer quietly accept what they believe is unfair. Whether that leads to change or stricter enforcement remains to be seen. Final take: Jaylen Brown's furious outburst wasn't polished, strategic, or safe, but it was authentic. And in today's NBA, authenticity resonates just as loudly as highlight plays. The league may fine him. Officials may bristle. But fans heard something they rarely do: a star saying exactly how he felt in the heat of the moment. Punishment or not, one thing is clear: Jaylen Brown made his point, and the conversation around officiating just got a lot louder.